So today, we're going to dive into a really simple story from our source material. It's about a farmer, a single fig tree, and a powerful lesson on patience and sacrifice. Now, it might sound straightforward, but trust me, it holds a pretty profound message about what's truly valuable. And that's really the big question, isn't it? How can an everyday story about farming, how can it unfold into a powerful metaphor for something so significant? Let's dig in and find out. Okay, so our story starts with something we can all relate to. A quiet act of faith and a ton of patience. This first part is all about the farmer's commitment. The work he puts in long before there's any hope of a reward. And what's really cool here is how deliberate he was. The farmer didn't just, toss a seed and hope for the best. He chose good ground, he meticulously prepared the soil, and he placed that young tree with real care. Every single step was intentional, setting the stage perfectly for what was to come. And then came the waiting. For years, the tree just grew, slowly at first, as it sent its roots down deep, and then steadily, stretching its branches toward the sun. It's this quiet, unhurried process that's just a great reminder that meaningful things, they often take time. 5 years. Think about that. The farmer knew from the very beginning it would take 5 full years before this tree could even start to bear fruit. And still, he tended it, he protected it, and he waited, season after season. And all of that waiting, it all builds to the story's climax, the harvest. The reward is finally here, but it shows up with its own set of challenges. And here it is, the moment of triumph. In that 5th year, the branches are finally heavy with fruit. And it's not just any fruit. It's described as large, ripe, full, and sweet. All that patience, it absolutely paid off. But here's the turn. The farmer knew a perfect harvest was just impossible, right? Fruit flies swarmed, birds pecked away. He knew that a big chunk of the potential harvest would just be lost to the realities of nature. And this is the crucial point, the farmer's perspective. He didn't despair over what was lost. Nope. Instead, his focus was on the joy of what he could save. The sweetness of the figs he actually gathered was just so much more powerful than the disappointment over the ones he couldn't. And this is the beautiful conclusion to the farmer's whole journey. Despite all the setbacks, all the losses, the effort was not in vain. Those few precious, perfect figs, they made every single moment of patience and labor worthwhile. It was all justified by what he saved in the end. So, we have this wonderful story of a farmer. But as the source material makes clear, this isn't just about a tree. Let's peel back the layers and look at the deeper allegorical meaning. Okay, so this slide just maps it out for us perfectly. The farmer is presented as Christ. The fig tree that he so carefully plants and tends, that's humanity. The fruit that's lost represents those who turn away, while that sweet gathered fruit, that represents every soul that is ultimately brought home. And the parallel here is really direct. Just like a lot of the fruit was lost to birds and flies, the parable suggests that in the spiritual journey of humanity, many are lost along the way. And this brings us right to the core message of the entire parable, which is the incredible, almost hard-to-comprehend worth of a single individual. So from this perspective, the focus isn't on the quantity of loss, not at all. The focus, the joy, is entirely on the one. It's not about mourning the number that falls away, but it's all about rejoicing over every single soul that is finally brought home. And wow, this is the emotional and theological heart of it right here. The idea that this immense sacrifice is justified not by saving everyone, but by the salvation of even one. The entire effort, all of it, is considered worthwhile if just a single soul is saved. And the outcome of all this, it's beautifully simple. It's not about some abstract reward or hierarchy. It's about relationship. It's a promise of an everlasting friendship. And so we're left with this question, right? The whole story, from the patient farmer to the bittersweet harvest, it all leads us here. If 5 years of work and care are justified by one single sweet fig, what does that truly say about the infinite value placed on one human soul?